Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update for June 4th through to June 11th. My name is Rebecca Meisel. Welcome. I'm very excited to have all of you here, and if this is your first time joining me, these energy updates and readings are when I tune into my guides and into spirit and just see what sort of messages and energies await us in the next 7 days and any sort of important information or themes that we need to be aware of as we navigate our week. So without further ado, let's dive in and find out what themes came through for us this time. So our first theme, a very dominant theme this week, is reaching out for support. So while I sat down to channel, this was something that was very, very strong and really came through very quickly, where it was just like, we need to start unlearning the toxic standard that we have for ourselves and the impossible standard that we need to do everything on our own all the time. That when we're going through tough things, that we need to isolate or hide what we're going through and do everything by ourselves. And to stop viewing asking for help as a sign of weakness or feeling like we failed if we can't figure things out by ourselves. And really flip the script, really change the story that is very damaging to each of us as human beings. Because as each of us really logically know that we need connection and we need help sometimes, we have such a strong programming when it comes to this fierce independence. So what I was really seeing this week is we're being challenged to challenge that narrative, okay? We cannot do everything on our own. Where are we holding this impossible standard, and where do we need help? So many of us are just showing us cramming our schedules, piling so much on our plate, and then there's a lot of this underlying emotion. There's a lot of deep healing that we're going to be moving through this week that we're going to get into in a bit here, but there's lots of things that are going on beneath the surface, and there's been a lot of unknowns. There's been a lot of question marks in our lives this next little while as we navigate new ways of being, as we navigate these new chapters that we are creating. So what they're really showing us is like, don't go through that alone. Share your story, share what you're feeling. And it was really important that we do that. So they were showing me, getting together with close, like-minded individuals, with soul family, with friends, that people you can trust and feel that bond with, and building that sense of community, of support for yourself. And they're really, really bringing this through strong. So it's important to share what you're going through, share the load, speak your truth, and speak your needs. So what came through here was the universe wants to teach us how we can be supported. Fill up your love cup, and that we don't always need to do it all alone or by ourselves. So I love this. Sometimes we can really move into our self-love journey where it's like, no, I know I need to be able to love myself and give myself what I need, but they're also giving us permission this week to recognize that we're human beings, and sometimes we do need others. We need other connections and other people to also fill up our cup, to also give us that exchange of energy and insight. We don't have to do it all alone, and sometimes it draws things out much longer than it needs to be. So if you have friends, if you have a support group, utilize this week. If you're going through things, reach out for help and get that advice and clarity that you need, or even just support in general. So we're really learning how to do that, how to start letting ourselves receive. And this is a really strong theme that's coming through this week. So next here is a beautiful theme of investing in our healing. So this was really, really cool. And I love how they put invest, because it is an investment. Whenever we do things for ourselves, that's healing for ourselves, that's an investment in our future. That's an investment in our health, in our well-being. And so they're really going into all the ways that what could resonate for us. So some of us are needing to financially invest, some of us are needing to energetically and physically invest, and others are needing to just create that space to heal. So what was coming through was, what area of your life do you need to invest healing in? Where are you feeling that you need some purging, some assistance, some help, or even just some space to heal? So they were saying it's time to clear the clutter. Deep healing is happening on a collective level. Are you making space for it? How can you make time for your soul? So it's really important for us this week to really dive into that. What has been coming up for healing for you? Have you been listening? Have you been paying attention? Have you been creating time in your schedule? Have you been creating that open space where you can feel safe to feel how you feel? And if not, we're really being urged to invest that time, to invest that space, to take that area in your schedule and in your life and really listen. So really coming up here strongly was listening to our intuition here as well. So if you're like, oh, I don't really know, and you start going into the logic of this, they're like, no, come back to your heart, come back to your body, come back to your inner voice. What has your intuition been telling you recently? What have you been urged to explore? What have you been dreaming? What has been coming up in the dream time for you? Because what they're really showing me is dreams being very relevant this week, or in the past a few weeks as well, where we've been getting very active dreams at night. And if that's the case, we need to be very mindful, because that means there's messages coming through those dreams for us to pay attention to, and predominantly there's unprocessed emotions that are coming through in the dream time for us to process. So with that, when we're too busy, when we're not prioritizing our emotions or our healing, that is the optimal time for our emotions to come through, is when we're at a state of rest and when they can finally surface. So a lot of times this comes through in the dream time. So if you've been waking up and you have strong emotions, then that is the emotion that you need to be paying attention to and listening to, so you can release it. So be very mindful of your dreams this week. They're really stressing that, and to really be in tune with how you feel. Very, very important. So embracing that emotional sensitivity and carving out that time to really do the deep inner work and inner healing. And with that, we see this release of old fears that starts to come through here, and it's helping us to step into our power. So we've been getting this the past few weeks, where these fears have been really coming to the surface layer by layer. And that's what they're kind of showing me, like that onion analogy. One layer and then the next layer. So if you've been getting triggered lately, if you've been having issues with fear coming up, and they really are showing me this surrounding safety. So predominantly the root chakra here. So even if that's manifesting physically for you, please do some research on the root chakra and what that all entails, because that's very, very much coming through here. Our stability, our security, our financial well-being, and having our basic needs met. So with that, they're really showing me a lot of fears in this area and in this chakra. So it's important that we start recognizing what's coming up for healing. So once more, what do I need to release? Why am I triggered right now? How is this happening for me? Where is this showing me where I need to heal, or where I need to pay more attention to, so I can free myself and start empowering myself? How can I trust the universe so much as I navigate this unknown territory that I'm always safe? And doing activities and surrounding yourself with that community of support assists you in that. So they're really bringing attention to the daily details. What in your environment can help support this feeling of safety for you? How can you create an environment that makes you feel safe in relationships, in your home, in your workspace? What are the little things you can do that can comfort you and make you feel at home? Right? And they're even showing the little steps of daily meeting our needs, right? So if we're afraid our needs aren't going to be met, then we first need to identify them. What are they? And daily try to meet them however we can. And then once more, asking for others to meet our needs. So they're really bringing in this beautiful full picture where it's like, okay, we really need to actively start addressing the fears that are peeling forth for healing, to be peeled away, to be released. We have to stop avoiding the fear. We have to embrace it. So this week they're getting a little bit tough on us. They're like, it's time to get honest. It's time to face your fear. It's time to trust and do the work. Do those little things every day. Do what you can to make this forward progress. Because if not, we're always just going to stay in this circle, this cycle of getting triggered and staying in fear and avoiding the problem. So with this, we need to get honest. Now, this also includes our fears surrounding stepping up and stepping out in our greatness. So this was a theme that kind of has been coming through the past few weeks as well, where it's like, how can we start becoming unapologetic about who we are? And when I say unapologetic, it doesn't mean we're being rude. It doesn't mean that we're like shoving our truth in people's faces. It just means this is me and I love me. And so with that, this is what was really channeling, this removal of shame, this removal of guilt for being who you are. And predominantly the shame is very, very relative here. So where have others made you feel that being you isn't good enough, or being you is worthy of shame, or being you is wrong? Right? And so when we have these very strong programs, or we have these strong opinions about who we need to be, and if we are not that standard, if we are not that mold, it can be really difficult for us to start embracing the trueness of our own authentic self. So this week we're peeling back these layers of shame as well, which is so beautiful because it's freeing us. So once more, they tie in the power of community here. It is so important that we surround ourselves with like-minded individuals, with people that support us and love us as we are unconditionally. So to be able to really stand in our greatness, it is imperative that we start surrounding ourselves with people who do accept us, who do love us, and keep bolstering this belief in ourselves and bolstering this confidence and going, you know what? I love who you are. You are so worthy and deserving of being all of you. No matter what other people think, no matter what other opinions come in, no matter what the stories of the past have been for you, now you deserve to be loved, and you always have been. So it's so important that we create this community of safety, of acceptance, of love. We need to feel supported. We need to feel secure, and that is going to be our foundation. So when others cannot understand or others cannot accept you, you're not knocked over. You're not getting knocked over by the lightest breeze, by the lightest hurt, the lightest insecurity. We are definitely needing to have this foundation of strength. So this week, this is what we are urged to do. Build that foundation. Build that support system, because it's very imperative as we start stepping into our greatness so we can shine our light. So as we do this, continue to build that relationship with yourself as well. So what channeled was continue to love and accept yourself. And this is help preparing us for the future. This is helping us prepare for any sort of issues that do arise as we step into our authentic path. Because the past few weeks we've been really urged to start moving into projects, into work, into careers, into life purpose that calls to us. And with that, we need to feel empowered when we're there, so we're not stepping back, we're not regressing the moment something goes wrong, the moment someone doesn't approve, the moment someone doesn't like what you're doing. So we're needing this support, and we're needing to continue this buildup of self-love and acceptance, because that is what's going to keep us strong and unwavering in what we're about to do. So with that, I'm just going to read what channeled was: preparing for the future, remembering not all were appreciated and valued in their time, but knowing their work was important regardless. Continue to be the light. Trust your inner resilience and stay true to your cause. It's time to unconditionally love yourself, no matter where you are in your journey. So this was so beautiful because once again, they keep bringing in like the ascended masters. So spiritual enlightened beings that once had the human experience. And with that, many were not fully appreciated. Many were persecuted while they were on earth. And they had this beautiful heart. They had the most unconditional love. And yet they themselves were not appreciated or valued or treated well. In fact, many were persecuted for it. And I'm seeing this hurt that drops in with that because so many of us as light workers can relate. It's like, I do all these things. I try to be love. I try to spread light, but I'm not appreciated. I'm not valued. I'm not seen. I'm treated badly. I'm not, some people even directly hate me because of what I do. And with that, we need to prepare ourselves for that inevitable journey that's going to happen in life where people will not do that. People will not accept. People will not love, no matter how much you yourself do. But we have to have that strength and that love of self that we continue on regardless, that those things don't knock us down when they happen, and to recognize that we can still be love in this world. And that is what we're here to do. We are here to be that love regardless. So it's really, really beautiful what was channeling through. And we have so much support energetically as well as with our spiritual family and spiritual team this week. And it's absolutely incredible. And as I speak, I feel a hand on my back. So with that, it's like support. We've got you. We're here. So it's so important that we start tuning into that and realize regardless of what comes our way, we're going to be fine. You are safe. You are supported. So with this, we're needing to reinforce and get clear on why we're here. So I love this. The simple answer, of course, for all of us is to be in our joy, is to be in our authenticity, because that's us staying true to our path. But we're really needing to feel into what that looks like this week. So feel into your destiny. Feel into your passions. Feel into what purpose that is arising in for you now. So I believe we have many different purposes, and they'll change over time. And sometimes we have to tune in and go, well, what purpose is rising in me right now? What am I feeling I need to do? And the simple answer for all of that is love. All of us who are light workers, especially, we feel that calling to be love in the world. So how do you want to express your love? How do you want to express compassion and joy and your authentic self in this human experience and in this time that you're living right now? Feel into that. And that was the beauty, is I love the word feel. They put special emphasis on that. Feeling into your destiny. Notice that they didn't use the word thinking or assessing or logically analyzing. We're feeling. What feels good? What feels right? What invokes that passion inside you? And how can you express that outwardly into your life? How is that coming forward for you? And how can you believe so strongly in the power of yourself? So this is what came through next. Believe in the power of you. You are a powerful force and deserve to shine. Be a force. Be a force to reckon with. Do not go gentle. Call upon your inner reserves of strength to see this through to the end. So what was so beautiful about this was a lot of us have had this moment where we're like, okay, I feel like I'm here for more. I feel like I have a purpose. I feel there's a destiny for me here. And as we start building that clarity, then we need to back ourselves up with this unwavering belief in why we're here, in who we are, and believing in ourselves so very much that we don't stay small, that we don't dim our light, and that we stop apologizing for our truth. We need to be that force. And that's what's coming through so strong this week, where it's like, become a force, become powerful. Allow yourself to tap into your inner strength. And I'm seeing a lot of us have been working on this. We've been working on our destinies. We've been working on what lights us up. Maybe a lot of us have been completing projects. We've been working hard to produce what we feel is in alignment for us at this time. And we might be feeling tired. And maybe that's even been our human experience thus far. Maybe it's been a constant struggle. Maybe it's been a constant battle for you to keep striving, to keep going, to keep continuing the human experience. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're weary. But what we're really getting this week is to once more refresh yourself, call in support, ask for help. And what was so beautiful is I heard the scripture from the Bible with quoting Jesus, where it was all about, come to me and I will refresh you. That's word for word what I heard. And so with that, it's like, are we coming to our support systems for refreshment? Are we taking the time to make sure our cups are full so we can continue to stay empowered, so we can see through these projects, these destinies, these purposes that have been coming up for us every day and bringing them forth to fulfillment? We need to empower ourselves. We need to give ourselves what we need every single day to continue this loving work now more than ever. And it was really coming in the urgency of this. Light workers, you need to take care of yourselves. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You must. And this has been coming through so strong. And it's so powerful. Every time I hear it, it's like it's a non-negotiable. To be able to help others, you must take care of yourself first. You must be refreshed. You must be supported. You must be powerful. You need to own your power. You need to own your light. And you have to shine it. If you are going to help, if you are going to be that light in the world, and if you are going to be of service, then you must be here to do it. So please meet your needs. Please do what you need to do to embolden yourself, to love yourself, to empower yourself. And this week, there is no excuse. The energies are supporting us. So let yourself work through the fear. Let yourself work through the excuses, the stories, the hurts, the pains that have said you're not worthy of support. And support yourself anyway. Give yourself compassion. Give yourself love. And say, you know what? I'm no longer going to subscribe to this impossible standard. I'm no longer going to subscribe to belief systems that are not loving for me, that give me the short end of the stick. I'm going to listen to my intuition. I'm going to trust where I'm being led. Even if there's a big question mark, I know that the universe has my highest good in mind, always. And that I am loved, always. That I am supported always. I am safe always. And keep reaffirming these things to yourself this week. So what was beautiful is so much support coming through from our spiritual team. The Ascended Masters very strongly coming through this week for us. Be mindful of the numbers 33 and 333 coming through very strong. Now with this, they're guiding us. So please tap into them this week. And what was so beautiful was they were showing me a lot of people meditating, doing yoga, doing energy work, and really connecting with that and connecting with their ascended masters specifically. So the ones that are feeling called to the surface this week, we have Buddha very strong, we have Jesus very strong, and Kuan Yin very strong this week. So really utilize those ascended masters specifically, or those that you're feeling called to reach out to. Really take time to connect, because I'm seeing strong spiritual downloads come in. I'm seeing important information coming through that they're wanting to share with us. And a lot of it is coming to this reconciliation, this acceptance, this forgiveness, and helping us let go of anything in the past that is now ready to be purged, is ready to be released, so we can truly step into our most powerful selves. So really, really beautiful. This week we're being so urged to tap into our true selves and to express that outward. And they're helping give us this empowerment and encouragement along the way. So this week, some side messages that also came in. We have some adventure, some travel. So this week it might seem a little serious. So with that, make sure you make time for fun. Make time to get out of the house, to have time to have fun with your friends. Go on an adventure, go on a road trip, go on a drive. Just get out of your usual routine. And I'm seeing water be very, very relevant here. So if you can sit by some water, if you can be by a lake, if you can, play by the ocean, really prioritize time by water and listen to where your intuition is wanting to go. So if there's a day you wake up this week and you're like, you know what, I really feel like I want to go explore, then listen to that. Allow yourself to get adventurous and playful this week. After that, we have a strong theme of entrepreneurs coming through this week. So those of you who are wanting to start your own work, who are wanting to start your own career, this is very divinely guided, and it's very, very abundant. That's what they're really showing me. So expect, if you are starting a new business or if you have already, this is looking very, very successful, and it's looking very, very divinely guided. Okay, so go for it. Don't hold back. And I'm seeing this work out very successfully for you. So if you're someone that resonates for you, really bolster that belief in yourself. And I'm really getting strongly those of you who are trying to move forward in your light working. So if you are creating a business with your light working, with energy work, with any sort of spiritual gifts, that is so strongly encouraged this week. Go for it. Literally go for it, and keep focusing on service. Keep focusing on being that love and light, because it's so, so needed here, my friends. And of course, utilize support as needed. Okay, don't forget that main theme for this whole week. Really utilize the support. You deserve it. So my friends, that's all I have for us today. I really hope you enjoyed this week's reading. If you did, please let me know down below. And of course, if I can support you in any way, please reach out to me. I have some beautiful new services that I will be adding here soon. I also have my deep healing sessions where we do some Reiki, some channeling, as well as some oracle cards. And if that calls to you, let me know. I'm also really excited to announce that with this theme of community, I'm actually launching my own online community as well. That's going to be launching very soon, where all of us can gather together, where all of us who have a spiritual calling or feel that need to support or be supported and find like-minded souls and soul family. This is a space that I am hoping to create so everyone can feel that safety, where we can be ourselves, where we can post and share what our experiences, what we're going through. And through that, I'm going to have a lot of different interactive activities involved. I'm going to be doing Zoom calls where we do meditations together, where we go through spiritual topics together, where we'll do rituals together, and just give yourselves that support and friendship that is so, so needed right now. So if that calls, please reach out to me. I'm going to leave my information below and I'll be posting when that starts going live. But I'm so excited to offer this because this is something so near and dear to my own heart, that you guys don't feel alone, that you feel supported and you feel guided and you feel that friendship that we so need, that sense of community. Because a lot of us do feel really alone in the spiritual journey. There's not always those people that can understand what you're shifting through, what you're going through, what you're experiencing. So my goal here is to bring all of us together with that. And I'm trying to keep the membership fee very low, so it's very affordable for everybody as well. So I'll leave all the details below. If that's something that calls, please don't hesitate and reach out. So my friends, have a beautiful week ahead. Sending you all so much love and light. Bye.